It's just occurred to me we really haven't had a completely successful test of this equipment.
I blame myself.
So do I.
Well, no sense worrying about it now.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Yeah. Now let's get ready. Switch me on.
Well, that's great. Either I have a monster in my kitchen or I'm completely crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
That makes me feel so much better. Are you the keymaster?
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
If the ionization rate is constant for all ectoplasmic entities, we could really bust some heads. In a spiritual sense, of course.
What's up, Ghostheads? It's another episode of the Ghostheads radio show. My name is Ted, aka Steady. Joining me as always is the man, the myth, the Matty B. What's going on, Matty?
I'm ready to party, dude. It's Miller time, baby. Let's
too.
get it going.
Awesome, and of course, without any hesitation whatsoever, Amber Chat is already in the chat.
Yeah,
always
let's go.
first. Always first. What's going on? Amber, she says, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Fantastic. We got another fantastic Ghostheads radio show episode for you. If you've been following us for the last few weeks, we've been meeting and we've been on a mission. We're men on a mission. We've been meeting some of the finest Ghostbusters chapters across the country, finding out more about them, what they do, how they help the communities, and where you can support them. And tonight is no exception. Please welcome to the Ghostheads radio show Robert Seacrest and Justin from the OKC Ghostbuster team. Make some noise, everybody.
Hey. Ow! What's up, boys?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, thanks for having us.
No problem, no problem. Scott, I see Scott in the chat as well saying good evening. What's going on, Scott? Scott's one of the guys who've been on the show.
Nice.
Awesome.
What's up, Scott?
Great to have you guys on here.
Yes.
Welcome to the Ghostheads radio show. You guys mentioned that you kind of caught a few episodes before, so it's good to see more chapters trying to reach out and trying to be a part of this. We're trying to bring chapters closer because there's strength in numbers, and so when we put as many people together and combine our efforts, there's nothing we can't accomplish.
Oh, yeah.
Especially how passionate we all are as Ghostbuster fans. You already have a question in the chat, so let's put that up right now. Amber Chad wants to know, do you guys know about the Shawnee Valley Ghostbusters? Is that an Oklahoma thing?
I mean, there is a Shawnee, Oklahoma, but I don't know about Shawnee Valley. I know there's also a Shawnee, Kansas as well too. So, but no, I don't. If there is a Shawnee Valley in Oklahoma, we don't know about them yet.
Maybe check that out.
Yeah, maybe they need to come out of hiding.
Yeah.
It's
We'll have a
discussion
first
how we
date.
start all of our. There you go. We're gonna start this discussion how we start all of these discussions with finding a little more out about you gentlemen. So let's start with Justin, I suppose. Tell us a little bit about your story. How did you get started with this group? What is that story like?
Okay, yeah, my name's Justin Wright. I'm one of the co-founders of the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters. So my kind of Ghostbuster story started back in probably 2010 when I first started working on my proton pack, and at the time we really didn't have any Ghostbusters groups here in the state. We had one big one, but they were kind of already on their way out. and so not doing as much. So kind of years went by, and then about 2018, towards the end of 2018, the Oklahoma Ghostbusters reached out to me because one of the guys in our group, that's also one of the founders, Jake, he knew that I had built a proton pack, was really into Ghostbusters. Actually, his shell is the brother to my shell, because I had bought 2 at the time, but I wasn't able to build another one, so I let him buy one off me. And so I ended up getting in with the Oklahoma Ghostbusters. And after a while, we kind of were doing a little bit of events and stuff, not as much, but since it was more of a charity group, we kind of wanted to split off and maybe start more of a entertainment group, so we wouldn't really kind of affect our charity group as well. So we came up with the idea of the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters. Well, the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters ended up becoming bigger than the state group, and so we kind of incorporated that into a new franchise and been more of a charity franchise, charity entertainment group is what we ended up becoming. And that started in about July 2019, and we've been going strong ever since.
I like that definition there. What was that? Charity entertainment group.
Yes.
It's catchy. It's real catchy.
It's like boardroom ready, it's presentation ready. The suits will love that one.
Oh yeah. That because we originally wanted to be like, when we started with the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters, we really wanted to be just kind of an entertainment group where, if we go to did more adult themed stuff, like go to bars or, stuff like that. That's kind of how we wanted to do it, just so we wouldn't affect our charity deal. So we could still do charity work, but also do a lot more, do fun stuff as well. And, but it just kind of, the charity kind of took over as well. So we like to have a mixture of doing fun things and doing charity work. So we like to mix it up so everybody can have fun and also have fun doing charity, but also have fun doing the non-charity events as well.
Yeah, well, and drunk people donate more. It's a fact.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's a simple fact. If you have a drink with somebody and they'll donate to your cause, even if it's $1, $5, who cares?
Oh yeah, which was last weekend was kind of a good example of that as well. So.
What happened last week? All right.
Yeah. So we had
Go for it.
Yeah. Excuse me. We had an event called Plaza Fest down in Oklahoma City in the Plaza District. And they block off the whole street of the Plaza District, and they have mural art, bands, vendors, all sorts of stuff. And we had the Ecto and our support vehicles down there as well, also promoting our toy drive, which Station 580 mentioned in their episode, our Fill the Ecto toy drive. So people, there's beer, alcohol at that event too. So people are, donating money as well, just kind of handing us a 20, whatever, here to donate to our cause that we're doing for our Fill the Ecto toy drive. And as much as we really appreciate, whether you're drunk or sober, we do appreciate the donation. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. What about you, Robert? What did you partake in the adult beverages, or?
There's a famous saying, not on my Christian Minds craft server. I try not to partake. No, I always try to. I try to keep it moderation. My actual history, randomly sending a message out to the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters almost a year ago, and October Halloween will be my 1-year anniversary with the group. And I tell you, just for
congrats.
Yeah, thank you. We don't just do it for Halloween, which is amazing. We do it year round, Halloween time, but the rest of the year is a whirlwind as well.
That's awesome. And I love that there's a lot of different factions of fans and ideologies. And one thing that always brings us together is the Ghostbusters. That's prevalent in our group. I know it's prevalent in other groups. And somehow being able to congeal around this idea. And you guys had mentioned doing a toy drive. What are some other events that you've been able to do?
We've been able to do. Oh, go ahead. What'd you say, Robert?
Alzheimer's walk. We do that each year.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we do autism, the peace walk. We've done that. We've done Relay for Life. We also we didn't get to do it this year, but we've done the 1UP. So Station 580, they actually had covered for us on that event. So they got to do that. We did it before COVID because they hadn't done it in like 2 years. And so we've done that one. Of course, we always, the biggest one is, of course, our Fill the Ecto toy drive, which when we started out, we were going to small towns here in Oklahoma because Afterlife was taking place in a small town, Oklahoma. So we thought we'd hit those outlying areas, and which a lot of support from the small town. I'm from a small town myself, so it's definitely, you get that very community vibe, and it's good when people come out to donate to a good cause. And I saw C-Rob in the comments, Fight for Air. We did the American Lung Association, which we did that, and we had some of our guys in full gear climb the steps at the Bricktown Ballpark for our minor league team. Yeah,
that's a climb in the equipment. That's a climb when you're suited up.
Oh yeah, so they were there's definitely pictures of them, and you can definitely tell there's definitely some either regret, but it was also for a good cause. So they regretted probably putting on the packs, but they didn't regret what they did for the good cause.
Kyle says he enjoyed it.
Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, he says that he's lying. I know he was dying after that.
We killed it. We killed it's an interesting term for a Ghostbuster. So.
Again.
When does this Ecto toy drive? When did that take place, or what month is that?
It's actually all year long. Of
course,
nice. We had started it a little bit late last year, but we've been kind of having it all year long. Usually, December, of course, is when it really ramps up. Because that's when we get most of our donations that go to Citizens Caring for Children, which they're a nonprofit as well that helps. They partner up with DHS to help give foster children toys, clothes, anything they need when they're transitioning from to foster homes. Because a lot of times the kids have nothing when they move. So
that's incredible, man.
It's so close to my heart. I worked in the foster system for a while. I was a counselor for them, which basically means I was their family.
Yeah,
that's all they had. And the foster stuff to me is I really want to get involved with that here in San Antonio. And we do a lot of really good stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I would love to reach out to the foster kids because anything extra that they get is tenfold a normal event.
Oh yeah.
And
it was really good when we donated last year around Christmas time, because we all did, we put on the Santa hats. So we did the GB2, montage with the Santa hats, and we rolled up in the Ecto and some of our support vehicles, and we donated, I think if it was around close to about $3,000 worth of toys that we had donated just from those few months we had started. So we'd gotten a lot of support from it, especially the Oklahoma City Dodgers. When we did they have a throwback night, like 3 throwback nights, and we were got to be part of one of those, and they donated to us and also collected toys as well. And then we did it again this year as well with them.
I love it. Yeah. It's not too shabby. Three grand worth of items donated. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was, and it filled, and it filled the Ecto, and then we also had some in our support vehicles as well too.
We love hearing stories from previous events or just your favorite moments of being on the team. So do you guys have any just favorite moments as a group, or just maybe a favorite event that you guys have done in the past? What's that?
I don't know. Robert, why don't you go? You're the one of the new guys, or not really new. You're a year old now. Little baby.
A year old. Honestly, I think some of my just helping out the people is when we get the events to hang out with each other, working on packs together. That's always a blast. Usually some adult beverages, power tools, and poor decisions always lead to good memories.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always like, especially I would definitely when we get together with those. Some of my favorite, especially what Robert said, that probably one of my favorite times was at Wizard World. And it was in Tulsa that year. It was like one of the last years for Wizard World before the pandemic happened, and we just had a blast that weekend. And like we ended up sneaking some adult beverages on the con floor. Like, I mean, I walked in with a grocery sack full of them. I mean, just like I owned the place and just had them right there behind the booth. But also my wife almost got ran over by the Hulk. Lou Ferrigno was there. We were outside yelling at her like, "The Hulk's behind you!" And she's like, "What?"
I hear you about sneaking onto the floor. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in the con for not having beverages available, but
Right.
we'll talk about that at a different time.
Yeah.
But I also like to walk the floor with a Miller Lite, of course, because it's Miller time. And I was trying to do segments at this last con we went to, Superhero Car Show and Comic Con here in San Antonio, and it was a great con, a huge con. I mean, guests. I mean, it was crazy. It was busy as hell, and I'm trying to get some content. I'm fully dressed up in Ghostbusters gear. I'm halfway through an anxiety attack already, and and I'm just trying to sip beer. And I was getting all these interviews with people, and the time was great. Zero sound from those, but just so the fans know, Miller Time with Maddie B is coming.
Nice.
The next con, Miller Time with Maddie B is coming. So
the
maybe
sequel.
Texas. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. If we do a con down in Texas, well, you know you're gonna be at, we'll have to do Miller Time with Maddie B, because that's kind of also we do partake in the Miller Time. So Jeff, one of our guys, we call him Grampy. He likes to cut the tops off of the cans, and it's a special treat whenever you can drink a Miller Lite can without the top on it. He'll do it for you. He makes it's like a presentation. It's a show.
That's pretty impressive, and I would be a little scared of cutting my lip.
Yeah, that's kind of like, it's good. You have blood dripping down, but you're like, this is good. It's Miller Time.
It fits. Yeah.
Kyle's also in agreement. He says it's always Miller Time. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Kyle.
and it would be really cool to get, because we had Station 580. Obviously, we have you guys up there in Oklahoma, and Ted and I were talking. One of these like good central events for some of us to meet up with each other would be at some point in Dallas.
Yeah,
because Dallas is going to have a really good cons throughout the year, and and it's a good central location for some people to fly in. I'd love to have one of those moments like they had. Is it Ecto Fest in LA or?
There was Fan Fest, and then they had in Atlanta they do PKE Surge, where all the groups, like kind of like PKE Surge, where all the groups get together.
Dallas is a great
Dragon Con
location for that.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to attract a whole bunch of groups there where everybody gets together and you have like 100 Ghostbusters just descending upon this poor little con that didn't know it was coming. Because Ghostbusters guys can be a little rough around the edges sometimes.
A little bit, yeah.
Not like Deadpool far, but
right. No, yeah, we do have some standards, but
Hey, Justin, why don't you tell us about the Ecto you guys have?
Okay, so one of our members, Raul, which his name was mentioned, probably there it is right there in all its glory.
Gorgeous.
That is it's actually it's a conversion. It's a 1960 millimeter that we used 59 parts to pretty much restore the whole car. So like pretty much the front of the car and the back end were replaced with the 59 parts, and then it was about a year or so restoration on the car. And so
it was good. Is it a little shorter? Or is it the same length? Or this is just a good photo?
It's just a good photo. Yeah, it was just as far as I know, it's the same length as the 59. I know he had to pretty much redo the rear end. So, but when we did it, I know he had to redo the rear fenders and the fins because the 60s was different. But it still has the suicide doors because before we got the first trailer of Afterlife and we saw the gunner seat come out, we had an idea to make the doors open regular until we saw that. And we're like, we don't have to do anything. So, and right now we're currently we have a gunner seat built, but we're working on the mechanism that's going to come out of the car to do it. So yeah,
that is
sick. So I assume you have the pull out section for the proton packs, like where the hearse would go.
Yeah, so there is that's in there. He used to have it, but he took that part out because it's kind of the our Ecto is going to be similar to the Afterlife before it got rusted and stuff. So it's what it looked like right before Egon put it in the barn there. So
I've been close to a few Ectos. I've never ridden in one or like been a part of a group that like that had the original one, and obviously that's very rare, you know.
yeah,
But I just could imagine the feeling of getting out of the vehicle. Hello, New York,
oh yeah,
and then the you pull out the gurney, and
oh it,
whatever happens, let's be professionals. I mean that would be the best day of my life.
oh yeah, we do that. We also do a lot of sucking the guts guys with the Ghostbusters, so we do that a lot. But it really is something special, especially working on the car. Oh, someone's waving at me. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm getting from my audience over there. They're waving at me to say something else. So, real quick, Dan Aykroyd actually signed the dashboard of that when they came to. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
He said this
Now
was
it's official.
yes, it is a fit. He said this was I think it was like a wonderful, beautiful a restoration. He complimented on it, and that was it. That was I didn't get to be there for that day. We got to see him the day before, but it was Raul who owns the car. He was crying when Dan was complimenting the car. I mean, he was just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
yeah.
Well,
Best day of his
imagine
life.
what you have to do with the spouse to even get one of these. And honestly, thank gosh for Jason Reitman
Oh yeah.
in resurrecting Ghostbusters and giving us a whole bunch of stuff. The value of that car is going to increase tremendously. So
Oh
for
yeah.
all Ecto owners out there who have an original like restoration, no matter what it is, your investment is coming in tenfold here in
Oh
about
yeah.
5 years.
And the crazy thing is he owned as a company. It's the Real Movie Cars, and he has a DeLorean kit, Jurassic Park Jeep, Herbie as well, the Love Bug. So it's really neat to go. It's called the house, the land he lives on. They call it the Piston Ranch, and it's because there's just cars out there, and it's really a neat scene. But being able to be in that car, it's just like your childhood just all like just comes back, and it's the feeling's undescribable. If you ever get a chance to either to sit in or ride around an Ecto, I had the privilege to drive it one time, a couple of times, and it's
One time, a couple of times. What's
yeah,
wrong with
sorry, yeah, one time, a couple times, yeah. So that's a new saying. One time, a couple times. Well, there was a running joke because I used to have long hair, and so did Raul. And whenever I cut mine, he said I couldn't drive the car anymore because I cut my hair. Only long-haired people could drive the car. So, but he grows his hair out so he can donate it at that when he grows it out to a charity as well. So,
So
Well, Kyle says he loves the weird looks you guys get while you're driving around in it.
yeah, it's you get people almost like you're having to watch them more than they're watching you. So like you're having to watch them. Especially whenever it's getting towed on a trailer, because you just see people like just veering right, like I mean, just trying to get up on it. Yeah, and so, but it's very cool because you'll just see people like they're like cool, or they're just kind of like, is that the Ecto one? Like they just kind of do that, like what?
yeah. And so the guy who owns it, is he a good guy to like borrow money from? Like if I needed $20 or
Oh yeah, we actually we call him he's the god. We call him the Godfather. Raul's the Godfather.
Hey,
So yeah, every time we see him, you have to kiss his ring, pay respects.
there you go.
So everybody flood the chat with your cash apps. And we're gonna send it over and see what we can drum up.
Sorry, Raul.
Has he ever mentioned maybe in total how long it took him to kind of fully restore it?
I know the car set for about I think it was like a little over 6 years, 6 or 7 years before we
Wow.
kind of motivate. It kind of was just a bare metal. It had the paint all had been sanded off. And one day we went over there for just like a build day, and we just cleaned out the car. That's all we did. We cleaned out the car, swept it up, got this. There was scrap metal in there to make for the roof rack, and it motivated him to get back on the car. And it was about a year 1.5 process to restore the car. And I mean, and it's still being, the ecto work is never done. They're still being, he's still working on stuff, because like with the older cars like that, there's either something's going wrong or you're trying to upgrade something on the car as well. And especially with the interior, trying to add the gunner seat and then make the interior look more like
every time you drive it, something breaks.
Yeah. So, and right, it is roadworthy, but we don't drive it. We usually it trailered long distances. So, it's able to really drive a good ways before having to be like trailered. So
awesome. We'll drive it down to San Antonio.
Yeah. I mean, that way we might have to. That's where you may have to pay. That's where you may have to pay Raul to.
Oh man!
One of these days.
Yeah.
Kyle also adds that you guys did a lot of work during the pandemic. It kind of helped you guys focus a little bit more.
Yeah, that was kind of the pandemic helped, and to kind of, because at the time a lot of places were shut down, you couldn't really do anything, so we would go up to the Piston Ranch and all just work on what we could, whether it was helping them put on the front bumper or adding stuff on the roof rack, building we actually had made the platform to build on there, so whenever the gunner seat mechanism's made, it will go underneath the platform there. So yeah, it added about, I think, like about half a foot, so it sets a little higher there. Now the gurney won't be able to go. It will be able to go. We have a gurney, so it'll be able to go in there, but it doesn't have the slide out yet for it. So I don't know if Raul's going to put that in there, but we do have a gurney that we can put into the Ecto as well, so we can display our packs at booths and stuff.
We see Grant in the chat says riding that Ecto for the first time was a dream come true. I bet.
Yeah, Grant and Kyle that have been responding on there. They're a couple of our other members, longtime members as well. Grant, we call him the prop master. He does a lot of our props when he'll make some stuff for us. Like he's done a lot of our belt gizmos. Actually, he's working on Robert's pack right now, or building his pack for him. So, because Robert also sustained a proton pack injury, so he's been on injured reserve. So,
yeah.
Wait, what?
A proton pack injury.
Rob, what happened, man?
That's what we tell the kids. A cycle accident. I had some 4th degree burns. Had 3 months of surgery. First event I come back to, I'm wearing my shorts. The kids are coming up, and quick, Justin or Kyle, it was like, yeah, he sustained some proton damage to his legs. And those kids, I was like, yeah, that's why you don't cross the streams.
Obviously.
Right.
Yeah, huge injuries on my legs, so it works perfect.
That's awesome. Another question that I'm going to start having for the groups. I haven't really got into it yet. But so when you talk about your equipment, do you have folks in your group, like what do you have requirements on the type of equipment, or do you have folks who have spirit packs? Do you have folks who have full-size packs, or is there like a standard?
I mean, everybody, like, there's no real like requirements for equipment. The real only, like, I guess, requirement we have is just like just a flight suit, no ghost, name tag, and you can, if you have a belt that works as well. And some people put stuff, but as like a requirement to have a proton pack, there's not really one. But some people have started out with the spirit pack. Grant, he had a spirit pack that he modified, and it looked really, really good. And he even added like a slime blower attachment to it, where he had like it was like a slime container on the side, but it was all like integrated into the wand. So whenever he'd switch it over to the slime feature, it didn't have like the barrel. So the way he kind of made it, it was like slime would come out of the wand instead of having the actual blower on the side. But majority of us now all have full-size packs now. A couple of us have Benekent packs. Roberts is a Benekent. Kyle's is a Benekent. I think Grant's now, he's got a full-size, and it's an Anovos pack, which he actually got that as payment for building another person up in Tulsa. They had gotten 2 due to a clerical error, so they sent him 2 packs. And so the guy's payment was, if you build my pack, I'll pay you with this other proton pack. So with a kit. So that was a really good deal on that. Mine is from about 2010. So it was back when you had to kind of mill piece everything and search for everything and watching, looking at screen grabs, watching the movie, pausing it, in certain parts to see where certain things go. I think it was Sean Bishop's plans had the measurements from, I think, when they went to Planet Hollywood and they got measurements off of the GB2 pack. So you kind of had to use that as well. But they, like a lot of kits now, they have like the holes already pre-drilled, so there's no guesswork, and you're sitting there just sweating with the drill. Where am I gonna, is it gonna be right? But other than that,
3D printing has changed.
Oh yeah, God, yeah, that 3D printing has changed the game. There's about 3 of us that have 3D printers, and we'll print stuff out for people. Like I have a 3D printer. I have 2 now, so I have a little print farm going on to help people out. And I just printed, instead of having to buy find a Walmart trap or one of the Target ones, I printed out Ghostbusters gear. Do you follow him on Instagram?
Yeah.
He had on his Patreon, he has files for the trap, and that thing's awesome because it has a removable cartridge and everything. So, and you can mod it however you want to.
Yeah, and Quentin and Taco Belly,
yes,
have taken it like to the next level. Their pack is better than the HasLab pack is going to be.
It's
when you look at it, I mean, seriously, it's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. They've actually made this thing work.
Oh yeah, it's nuts.
They're one step away from shooting a proton stream.
Yeah, those guys are awesome because like I follow them, and I had printed the Q pack for one of our other guys. He wanted a pack for his wife, so I printed that Q pack, and the way the files they made on there, it's sorcery, like, because there's one part where you don't have to have support, it's just gonna do and I'm just like, this is sorcery. What kind of
yeah, it's hard to trust it because you spend money on the
I know, yeah. And so you're like, I'm gonna wake, like, because it was a long print, and it's like I'm gonna wake up to like just a spaghetti mess upstairs. And
I want to print one really bad, but I'm scared of the Texas heat. I don't want it to warp on me. Is that a thing in Oklahoma too?
Oh yeah. Humidity, heat here. Like, are y'all still having a warm October? Now warm into September, October.
Highs in the upper 80s, maybe
Yeah,
low 90s right now.
That's us right now too. So, but that's kind of what scares me. Is like I want to print a pack out too as well to have like a spare or something. But it's that heat, because like if you accidentally forget it in your car, you're going to come back to just a warped mess. So
yeah, it's like leaving the Snicker bar in the little side tray what your mom used to bitch about.
It'll look like those old inflatable packs that used to be on the before the spare ones came out.
Then you could start a company called Fun.com.
Fun.
And
shots fired.
I got. I'm a little disappointed in you guys. I asked you guys for like your most memorable moments and stuff, and you failed to mention that you guys had an entire hockey team.
We were saving that
in these killer outfits. Oh my god, this is insane!
You pulled it out of their back pocket.
Yeah,
holy cow!
Yes. So we see me and Robert there in the middle, and then that's Kyle, and then Grant. Kyle, him and his brother have played hockey for years, and we helped sponsor their team and help them get their jerseys and socks for them. And so it was really cool to have that team. And soon we're gonna we don't know a date yet, but we're gonna raffle off one of the jerseys. It says on the back it says Slimer 84. So
oh my god.
So be on the lookout for that. We haven't set a date yet, but yeah. So it was really fun to watch them play, and just those jerseys are just killer.
Did anybody bust their ass on the ice in the proton pack?
So I was really afraid. So luckily, if you look in the upper right hand corner, that's the door. So we're like maybe 2 or 3 feet out on the ice. Like, so yeah, we're pretty much like the team's like holding us, like, we're like elderly people gonna bust a hip. So like because that was my fear. It's like if I slip, like that's over. I'm just gonna just go ahead and put me down right there because it's like all that time and money just wasted away. But it was cool getting to go out on the ice on there and getting a picture with the team.
These
Oh, yeah.
jerseys are insane. The level of detail, it's hard to tell, but even the numbers are made out of like a slime font. Like
Yeah.
they should sell these things for charity, and I would sure they would
Oh,
just
yeah.
fly off
Uh,
the internet.
and the process of making a hockey jersey is not easy or cheap.
No,
I mean, it's dye sublimated, right? Or is
I
it
think
screen printed?
I think they're either or. I think they're like I think some of it's screen printed as well. They're also reversible as well. Oh, yep. They're Kyle. As soon as I said that, Kyle said the same thing. He's my brother husband as well too. So that's also a funny story. So we were at an event. So Kyle, he said they're sublimated. So the jerseys are. We were at an event, and me and him are about the same height. He's a little bit taller because he's on skates right now, but we both wear black hats, and when from behind we kind of look the same. And so my wife came up behind him and was gonna squeeze get a little honk on the rear end there, like get a little ass grab, and she realized when he turned around it was not her husband, it was Kyle. And so then we joked around. He became my brother husband now, and when we were joking around with the new Hasbro, the customizable figures, now you can get your face on it. We wanted to get a 2-pack of the brother husband so we can each have a figure of each other. So
I'm glad you guys brought that up, okay? Because I have a beef a little bit with these Hasbro figures.
Gotcha.
Every single scan I've seen, they all look exactly the same.
It does. I've seen it too, and I'm just like, because I see people comment and they're like, no matter how hard I try, like it does not look like me. That does not look like them at all. So
Yeah, we have a guy in our group, Rudy Espinoza. If you're tuning in, shout out to Rudy. He went, in the middle of the mall. They have people who do this kind of thing too. His looks incredible, and they even got the detail on the SATX patch for the local branch and everything, and it looks 10 times better than those scans. I'm excited to see what the actual product looks like because it might be a little bit more detailed. But we'll see. That was Maddie B's hate corner for
it just I think what was it? Everybody had I just saw a ghost face or something like that.
Yeah. Seriously, they look like it. Literally looks like they were just embalmed.
It's just like they're all just. It's really weird, and so I mean I'm glad they lowered the price on them. So, but yeah, it was like almost $80 I think at first when they jacked it up. I was like, God, that's a hard sell. Like if it's not going to turn out right, for like $80 at least, I want it to look as close as to. But
I can't get over these jerseys. All right, let's take a real close look at some things here. The shoes have that nice black shine to them, like the team actually wears, right? The boots.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have your logos, your actual chapter logo on the sleeves, and then the best detail of all, Moogly has got hockey gloves on while he's holding the stick.
Oh yeah,
that is amazing. I love this.
If you give me just a second, I have mine. I can bring it up here and show you a little bit if you want me to do that real quick.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, yeah, hold on.
Hockey jerseys.
Well, it's just us. It's just us, Robert. So tell us something that Justin would never want anybody to know.
Does he yell at you guys? Be honest. This is a safe space.
We just let him pretend like he does because we're good people. Oh, there
we go.
Oh,
sorry.
Hey, shh.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Oh, I thought we were like, what are we waiting for? So here's.
Oh wow.
That one, and then of course, we have that's a bad.
So is this
great?
Did Raul drop the check for this as well, or
no? We actually it was kind of like donations to help support their team to get these so on the back. So that's my last name. But
look at the jersey. It's I mean, it's so good. It's unbelievable. I don't even want to know what the price tag was on those. I played professional paintball when I was a junior and senior in high school, and we were trying to get dye sublimated jerseys. And again, this is well over 10 years ago now, but it's a very expensive process.
Yeah,
to get them made.
It was just kind of a lot of also to help support that team because they didn't have a lot of they usually have to kind of have a sponsor for their team. And we decided to sponsor them and just kind of raise a little bit of money for them. Yeah, it was $100 each for each reversible jersey and socks.
That's it?
So,
That's
yeah.
a deal. That's a steal.
I think yeah, they know a guy, so but I think it had to be at least like a team order, so like 10 or 12 jerseys to get it at that price. So this is the white side, so the reverse side, and then of course the name tag.
So good,
dude. I am elated, and we've had a lot of good chapters. We've done a lot of good things on the show. This is by far the coolest franchise created thing that I've seen so far.
We got a lot of love whenever we showed that, and we had a lot of interest, a little bit of interest in the jerseys. We were just trying to find out a good way to do that, but also, like you said, but we also thought of another way to raffle off one of the jerseys, also for charity as well, to do that because it's we're just trying to get all the parts how we're gonna do that.
You guys got it together.
Thank you. Yeah,
I mean, you have a full-on ecto. You have a hockey team. I mean,
fancy.
Yeah.
My gosh,
no big deal. I mean, you don't have a hockey team, like. I thought that was in the welcome kit when you started a franchise.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear about our Pope.
Or what did you say? Our Pope?
Did you say Pope?
Yeah, that's
I can't even get.
Is there a story to this? Is there a story to this?
No.
Oh, okay.
So you guys have a full-on hockey team. I can't even get the guys that are in our group to play cornhole.
I was just about to say we could probably get a cornhole team. Like that's probably the best we can do.
No, we'll do beer pong.
Now, Kyle is probably one of our probably most athletic guy on the team or on our group. So like a lot of those guys are guys he used to play hockey with. So we leave that to those professionals. They leave the Ghostbusters to us professionals. But yeah, that was pretty cool to do that. And I hope we can also do some other stuff like that. But it has been a long road to kind of get where we are. I know Station 580 gave us a lot of props, and I'm glad we were able to help them out get started as well too. Aaron and his crew, they're really great group of people out there and representing Western Oklahoma. So I'm glad what they're doing. They're growing fast and doing lots of good things as well. So it's good to see that as well.
We love it. We love seeing all this stuff. The synergy, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Talk to us about what you guys have coming up, other than the jersey raffle, which is epic. But any other major events, anything else that you guys are looking forward to that you want to let people know about?
So yeah, we have there's the Alzheimer's walks coming up in a few weeks. October 22nd is coming up. So like usually October is really busy for us as well with like a lot of the groups. I think next weekend we're having it's kind of still floating for special care. It's a place for special needs kids, and they're wanting to do a movie night with us. They have like a full theater room, and they want to do like a Ghostbusters night. And then of course there's a haunted house that wants us out there to kind of guard the like to be on patrol out there. We're also doing we have Haunt Old Town in Moore. That's a big thing in Moore, Oklahoma, and we usually do our toy drive out there as well. It's a big Halloween festival in Moore, Oklahoma, which is just a suburb of Oklahoma City, and they have I think I have a costume contest, all sorts of stuff. So it's really cool. That Robert, am I forgetting anything? We have some other stuff.
random
I need it.
can you please to our parties kind of situations that come
Yeah.
up this time of the fun.
Oh,
You know, no job is too big. No, we always like to say.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh, sorry. We
Yeah.
have the Brick or Treat, which is a trick or treating event in Bricktown in Oklahoma City. And then we have there's a trunk or treat with a Cub Scout troop as well. So, and then November, I know, like, November it kind of starts slowing down a little bit. So, but
Gotcha.
usually random stuff pop up in October. But a lot of those events will be doing probably the toy drive. As we're also trying to do a bigger toy drive with there's a Sam's Club. Do y'all have Sam's Clubs down in?
Yeah, we have some.
Yeah,
Yep.
so, yeah. I was like, I don't know if they're just regional or it's like Costco used to be.
You think it's special? Like only in
Yeah.
Oklahoma has Sam's Club?
Sorry, I
They're
guess.
fancy. They're fancy.
Yeah, they're fancy. Yeah, you got to be a member there, So, yeah, we definitely need a calendar. That's also the running joke. There's a calendar. We have a calendar, and then we joke around when did you check the calendar? And someone goes, "There's a calendar." So, we're trying to partner up with them to do a really big toy drive as well, because they want to do a big toy drive. They want to have like food trucks, all sorts of stuff. Maybe get the news out there as well to help really promote our toy drive, to really just to get it going.
Absolutely. And because you said, and Terry's in the chat, it's Buster season for sure. You've got the tools, you've got the talent. Team Terry all day. Hashtag Team Terry in the chat, please. We're going to make that a thing, whether you like it or not. But the thing about you said you were going to slow down at the end of October, which is perfect because you have a hockey team. And we have a parade here that if you could send down your hockey team in rollerblades, the King Williams Parade is a
Nice.
grueling pace. You have to be an athlete to run this thing, so maybe
nice.
we could help each other out there.
Yeah, there we
Send
go.
down some busters on blades.
Oh yeah, it's that'd be awesome to see. Or the Ghostbusters on ice. Like Ghostbusters on ice. Yeah, like
shh. We'll talk about this after the show.
DM me later.
That is
Ted,
so
I know
cool.
you're itching to give the pitch, huh?
I am not. But just before that, want to let everybody know, if you're in the chat or if you're watching this video at a later time, check out the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters Facebook page. Follow them there, where you can get information about their Alzheimer's event coming up in a couple of weeks. You're going to want to check them out there. It's for a great cause. Go support them. Support the cause over there. Also, follow them, and they're going to put a calendar out on their Facebook page so you can see exactly where they're going and what they're doing. And like I already mentioned, it's always for a great cause. They do this because they love helping people, just like every other chapter. So be sure to like their pages. They have an Instagram as well. If you want to reach out to them, their email account is on there, and they also know good 3D printing files when they see them. So if you have questions, I'm going to suggest to you guys to go reach out to the OKC folks.
Yeah.
And they could probably help out with 3D printing questions, where to find good files, stuff like that. So help out one another. I know they're going to be willing to do it. So yeah, definitely do that. That'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, we love doing that. We love helping out other franchises and just fans in general, or at least trying to set them on the right path of where to go. So we love helping out, and like you said, we like to do stuff that's bigger than ourselves, and so just also I just love about the camaraderie about our team. It's just one big family. So,
amen.
I forgot to
Absolutely.
plug. We do have a Twitch. I know we were talking about earlier about Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. I have planned to do a live stream of the game, and we'll probably have a couple of our guys on there as well, streaming and playing the game. So if you're not doing anything on the 18th, come check us out.
Yeah, we're thinking about getting that type of thing going too.
Nice.
And what we kind of want to do is do We got to figure it out though, because obviously the Ghost. If you could set the Ghost as a CPU, that would be great. But we want to do a tournament style with all the franchises that we get
Oh,
onto the
nice.
show. So we do like a bracket,
Yeah.
right? And like the best score, whatever that ends up being, kind of wins, and then live stream the whole thing.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I've been like, that was an idea I had a while back, or not that idea, but we had that's right, OKC for life.
Bryce from South Dakota.
South Dakota, that's right. Hey, we got our fans travel well. So we were playing. We used to do, when I was first doing the stream, we used to play a lot of Rocket League, and we thought it was kind of cool to do maybe like get a Robert loves Rocket League. We thought it was cool to maybe get we were trying to kind of co-streaming with Circle City Ghostbusters in Indiana, and
Love those guys.
those guys are cool. And we were thinking about doing a tournament style of getting different franchises, and then either like a couple of the franchises donating, some money or whatever, and then the winner that gets to go to their charity of choice. The prize money gets to go to their charity of choice. So that was kind of a idea we had thrown out. But I love that idea about doing like having other franchises try to beat each other's high scores.
Yeah, do tournament style, and then and the charity element is great. I didn't even think about adding money into the equation.
Fantastic.
But so it's a great idea. Let's collaborate.
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. Like, yeah, like that'd be really cool to do.
We'll shoot for November, sometime around there. Give people an opportunity to get acquainted with the game.
Oh yeah,
we see you, Grant, in the chat.
Yeah.
And then Bryce also says nobody wants a piece of the South Dakota Ghostbusters. He's referring to the game. He's referring to the tournament.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. I thought it was just like, dang, we're getting called out. Like we're gonna like.
Well, South Dakota is
very high.
I mean, they're froggy. They're froggy.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's funny, Grant. So Oklahoma City Ghostbusters. We are Oklahoma's favorite Ghostbusters. We are probably Oklahoma's tallest Ghostbusters too. I think the average height is like 6 foot in our group. So
there you go.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and just rub it in a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Okay? I think the average height in our group is 5'9", and we have 2 guys over 6 feet.
Yeah. I know it's like, well, now we're just like tuning home. We're over 6. All of us almost are over 6 feet. We have a hockey team.
Yeah.
It's like we have a real ecto. It's like now I'm just
actually let's just cut the stream. Cut the stream.
You're doing it right. Yeah, and we're done. Have a good night, folks.
Yeah. I mean, you did say, I did see in the comment that we needed to show up station 580. So like,
oh yeah. Well, they were really cool too, and having those new groups. And they said,
oh yeah.
I mean, you watched the episode that you guys helped them a ton, and that's so important. Like if somebody wanted to do another franchise, I mean, I don't know that I would like blackball them. I wouldn't like hate on them. Like if you want to do your thing,
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Well,
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I think the trouble we've had here, and it might be bad of me to say this, is we've had so many franchises who've died and are unresponsive to find a good group, and my several others were very lucky to run into the OKC Ghostbusters. A few out there that used to be really big that sadly fell to the wayside, and they might show up for a press conference from them, unfortunately.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
But that's a thing. I mean, it's a tough thing to keep going.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I definitely respect the leaders of our group, and having ran it as long as they have. I mean, it's just grind. It's a lot of work.
It really is. I mean, the one thing that was hard, especially really was the test, was like, especially during the pandemic, is just like keeping the group together, because I felt so bad because a lot of our new members came like right at the end of 2019, and then February, March of 2020, everything shut down, and I felt bad because a lot of these new guys, they didn't get to do anything, and so now we're just like, what can we do to keep the team going? And luckily we had at least the ecto to fall back on, so we could still do build days, we could still work on that, and so to keep it all together. But that is true. It is a lot of work to keep the franchise going, especially get big like Arizona and all them. That's hats off to them for keeping that going. They've been going for, I think, a long time. I think them
Oh,
and
for sure.
Steel City, they've been going along, and then Louisiana Ghostbusters, like those are big groups, and they're doing things right to keep it going.
Killing it, keeping the dream alive.
Oh yeah.
Gentlemen, before we let you go tonight, there's one thing we're going to ask of you, if you're willing to participate. Last winter, the official Ghostbusters social media handle started a nationwide, kind of worldwide, toy drive event. And like us, you guys probably had like less than a week to prepare, kind of put things together really fast.
Mhm.
And for us, and for a lot of other groups, it was really successful. So we're kind of trying to get ahead of this.
Nice.
We're going to start a new toy drive. We're going to make sure we have plenty of time to plan, plenty of time to, have enough room to
Yeah.
kind of take donations in instead of 1 week, the whole month. And then we're trying to get at least 20 chapters to join in on this effort. We probably have a little bit over 10 or around 10 right now. We're asking you guys, the OKC Ghostbusters,
Month
are
of
you willing to
December.
answer the call? You willing to answer the
Yeah,
call?
yeah,
You willing
yes.
to do this toy drive? You willing to make the magic happen?
Yeah, we'll definitely, be a part of that. Like, I mean, that we'd be honored to help do that. I mean, like I said, we already do our tour drive as well, but we'd be to help worldwide or nationwide as well. So
Yeah.
And to show how much chapters can do working together, count the items or count by weight or something, and just show like exactly what we can do when we pull all of our resources, we organize,
oh yeah.
and everybody gives to their own chapter, and just see how incredible this event could be.
Oh yeah, I mean that sounds like awesome. I mean, like I think that'd be great because, like you said, get all the chapters and to work together. Like something that was essentially going to be bigger than ourselves. That's what I like. That even though we do it for our own childhood, fulfill our childhood fantasies of Ghostbusters, but we also do it for other people to bring them happiness. That that's kind of like our motto. If we can make someone smile or bring a little bit of happiness, then I think we've done our job. So
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Oh,
If
yeah.
we could get 20 chapters, it'll
At
take us.
least, at least.
Yeah.
It'll take us, but I mean, realistically speaking, it's going to take 30 people to agree for 20 people to do it. So, I anything that we can do in the month of December, and we don't want to interfere with anything that you guys do toy drive wise, obviously. But all of us getting together, and then we do a big live stream
Mhm.
at the end of the month to sort of everybody comes on and talks about gives the number that they gave, and then we can really sort of champion the idea of
Oh yeah.
this is what we do it for. I mean, all this stuff costed a lot of money. There's no ROI here
Yeah.
in the terms of dollars. It's ROI in the soul.
Oh
you know?
yeah. I
So,
totally agree. That's I mean that's like I said, yeah, I mean that like especially when we were able to deliver all the toys last year, it was a good feeling knowing that we were able to give back and knowing that those kids were going to either have a good Christmas or at least have something to take with them whenever they went to their foster family or hopefully their forever home, so
yeah, absolutely. And I'm as I said, I'm totally on board with that. So
yeah.
again, if ever you have a cause in that direction, hit me up for sure, and
Oh, yeah.
I'll do anything I can to help.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, man.
Absolutely. Same thing. If there's any events you guys have, you want to plug, you want us to share flyers, calendar dates, whatever, by all means, let us know. Part of this is to let folks know how they can support chapters in their communities, in their surrounding areas, how we can support one another as chapters goes. And like I mentioned, there's strength in numbers. And when you have passionate people who love this franchise coming together, there's absolutely no limit to what they can do.
Oh yeah.
Folks still in the chat, be sure to check out the OKC Ghostbusters Facebook page, Oklahoma City Ghostbusters. Follow them on Instagram as well. Find out what events they got coming up. You're going to want to pay attention when Jersey goes for raffle, because
Yes.
one of the most beautiful things I've seen, really.
Yeah, there's 2 links in the chat. Go follow now and get involved in the raffle.
Shameless plug.
This is one of those pieces. Jason at Ghostbusters News might be bidding on this.
That-
This will be one of those things. You'd be like, oh, look, check this out. It's an incredible piece of memorabilia. So hit those two links and follow the page and sign up for the raffle.
Black, it was reversible. So we had the white side and the black side. And
Amazing.
the one we'll raffle off. It'll say it'll have it's kind of personalized, so it won't have everybody's last name on it. That you're getting why did I get Seacrest? No,
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Everybody in the chat, show the OKC Ghostbusters some love. Let them know they're doing a fantastic job. Robert, Justin, appreciate you guys jumping on with us and talking about your chapter and letting us know what you guys have been doing. We absolutely love it. Appreciate you guys coming on. We had a great time, man. You guys are another amazing chapter.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
For the Ghostheads Radio Show, my name is Ted, a.k.a. Steady. Joining me, as always, is my partner in crime, the one and only Matty B.
Crushed another cam, boys. It's another
There you
successful
go.
episode, baby.
Heck
It's
yeah.
Miller time. Thank you to everybody in the chat. And remember, next Wednesday at this same time. So don't send me DMs asking me when it's coming on, okay? Actually, do. Keep sending me messages. It's all good.
If you're in the South Texas area, the Alamo Draft House in San Antonio is having a Ghostbusters 84 showing. Members of our team are going to be there, so there's still half the theater available. So if you're in the South Texas area, you want to meet us, you want to go see GB 84, go to Alamo Draft House, the website, look for Park North. It's a 7:40 show time. We'll see you there.
Nice.
See you next week. Peace.
Later, dudes.